Hey! Okay, so of course I'm Jessica, and I'm here to explain the app that's called Zombies Run, which essentially this is an app that you can use for tracking what your running and walking pace is, and also how far you've gone. The only thing that makes this different from many other devices or apps that you can download onto your phone is that it's also embedded with a storyline, which makes it a lot more fun if you're actually um, running with it, because you do get to play your own music in the background. So technically you do still have music, and it's a music of your choice. If you choose to not make music, then normally it's also installed in the program using their radio system. And so during the breaks where the storyline's not being played, you've got their radio system playing music for you. But there's also increments during your running period where they will speak to you as if you were part of the storyline. And it's really interesting because you start from like ground zero, and you're a person in the zombie apocalypse, and the whole point is that you are trying to run away from these zombies coming after you, or you're trying to get more supplies for your base, or you're trying to complete a mission, or currently I've just been rescued, and I recently went through a medical hospital for one of my missions and I had to pick up some supplies. And so I got back and they've made me one of their main suppliers now because one of the last people died. So it makes it a lot more interesting, and it makes it more active for children or students in general. A lot of people don't enjoy walking or running because it's a mindless activity is what they call it, where there's no stimulation behind it. You're going and you're doing cardio and you're picking up your feet. But this way they have a reason to want to keep going because the storyline is very interesting, and it's something that has gotten a lot of people to be more active. I know many of my friends who have tried this app, and the only reason I even bought it was because it was recommended from my friends, and it's honestly worked very well. It keeps it engaging because there's always something going on. You always want to make it to the next stage. You want to figure out what the next mission is. Missions are normally between 30 to 45 minutes long, depending on which one you choose. You don't have to complete the whole mission in one setting, but it gives the availability. So it does encourage for a long pace, and it doesn't only encourage you to run, it just encourages you to stay active for that time. Then there are times where it'll ask you to go at different speeds. If you're doing the 5K training version, then it's going to ask you to do walking with increments of running. If you're doing the Zombies Run actual app, there are times where they'll be like, oh, the zombies are chasing after you, quickly, run faster. And if you want to survive the attack, or if you want to possibly pick up extra supplies from that attack, then you want to sprint. And naturally you do sprint, because if you're getting so involved in this story, you're like, oh man, I am being chased by zombies. I've felt myself sprinting way more than I normally would if I ever did run, because I hate sprinting. But every time I hear that the zombie's chasing after me, of course I want to go faster, because I want to survive that mission. So to walk through the app, it starts out like this, and you would create your own profile and everything. There's a list of missions that you can do. I picked one of the main storylines because it was the first one to pick, and there's also various missions within that storyline. As you can tell, I'm currently in Season 1, Mission 3, because I haven't been using the app as much as I should, because I don't like to track my logs in kilometers. I prefer miles. And so there's various things that you can choose from mission-wise, and of course this is just what comes with the app. You are free to buy more missions. And then, so down here, there's more missions that you can do, and it's all categorized. And then there's also your base, and your base gets, Your base gets built by the supplies that you pick up throughout the missions, and it's also a matter of during the missions you do get moved from base to base, and so it's a matter of which base you're at and how built it's being, how under attack it's been. There's your codex, which is all the supplies that you've gathered so far in your mission. I feel like I've gathered a pretty decent amount. Sometimes I pick up some trousers and it makes me feel really good that I've got an extra pair of trousers. And then there's the more. And this is where you can get your statistics, your run log. You can download more things. There's like Zombie Link. You can get a membership. The main thing in this is your run log that you're going to want to look at, because then it keeps track of all the logs of running that you've done, so all the kilometers that you've done and the speeds that you've done them. So this is a basic walkthrough of the Zombies Run app. And I think it's very interesting, and it's definitely something that people should consider getting if they want a way to track their miles while also having a very enjoyable time running.